Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've done a video, but I was really inspired by the team's competition today, which was phenomenal. As you can see by the table in front of me, I have Kaori Sakamoto in first place, Nakai in second place, and Alysa Liu in third place. And you may be wondering what all these numbers are. So I thought it would be much more interesting if I didn't go with my gut feel and took a more mathematical approach to predicting. And my methodology behind that was to look at all the scores that the ladies have achieved this season so far from October onwards and create an average score for the short program and free program, add them together and see what the combined average is, and then sort the girls by that combined average. And when I did that, I got this podium. So I haven't included any national scores because they're stereotypically inflated. So no national scores were included in this calculation. I had a bit of a dilemma with Adelia Petrosian because we just don't have as much international data for her. And I didn't want to include the domestic Russian competitions just because, again, they could be inflated. I'm not sure how much the GOEs that are awarded in those competitions reflect the trends that the ISU judges will give. So with Petrosian, I also had limited ISU data that I could use for this season. So I know she went to skate to Milano, and even though that was in September, I've decided to use that because that's really all I have for her in terms of ISU competitions. So what I've gone and done is I've created a bespoke calculated score for her short program and free program so I could create an average. And in order to do that, what I did is I've looked at the base value of her program layout for both short program and long program. And I added what I thought was reasonable GOEs to that. So that gave me a technical score, right? And then for her program component score, I've taken a look at what she got for Skate to Milano, and I've increased that by 5%. I've created a general overall score for both short program and free program. I know, very long-winded, but that's what I did. So in the end, I got 76 for the short program, and for the free program, I got 145. Now, I haven't really seen Petrosian in competition that much. I haven't been paying attention to the Russian domestic competitions, but I did take a look at her Russian scorecards, and she does try to go for ultra C elements like the quad toe, for example, but it doesn't seem that she's very consistent with that. So she might get it called under or under rotated. And I think that's going to be a big issue because I think she's going to need those ultra C elements in order to be able to challenge legitimately for the medal and definitely for the gold. So if she's able to land those jumps cleanly, all of a sudden she becomes a real contender for the medals. She's definitely my dark horse in this whole calculation. So these are my results. However, I wasn't entirely satisfied with them. And that's because we all know that in skating, literally anything can happen. Somebody can have a bad day and so on and so forth. So I wanted to include a reliability score. And essentially what that is looking at all of their performances over the season, how likely is it for them to achieve or exceed their average score? But as you see on the screen, I've split reliability into 4 bands: almost certain, likely, probable, and uncertain. And I've also attached a percentage to these just to give an indication. They actually don't make sense, but it's just to give a figure to those reliability bands. Each band is tied to a points range. So in the women's competition, if a skater scores at their average or no more than 1.4 points below it, then they're considered almost certain to meet or exceed that average. So a good example of this is Alysa Liu. Her short program average is around 74.7. And in the team competition, she scored roughly the same. That kind of consistency is exactly what puts a skater in the almost certain category. Amber Glennon is another example, but she falls into the probable band. Her season's average is about 141, and in the team competition, she scored around 138, which is a few points below her average, but still within that expected probable range. Now, skaters who drop more than 5 points below their average are labelled as uncertain because that level of variation usually signals higher risk. And for me, this is quite useful because when you start to look at the data, it starts to make sense a bit, because somebody like Nakai, who relies on the triple axel in the short program, is a lot more volatile because she doesn't always land it. So she's got an uncertain for the short program, which to me, that shows that there's some kind of alignment. So yeah, that's it. I'd love to hear what people think. If you've managed to get to the end of the video, please do comment below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who would you put as your top 3? And yeah, hopefully I can see you in the next video.